Hello, welcome to the Western States iStat video. We're going to talk a little bit about how to use the iStat. So just really quickly, if you're going to have an iStat, you're going to have a box like this. It will have the iStat in there. This is probably a better example. We'll have the iStat in there. We'll have some needles, syringes. Not all of them will have the simulator. Don't worry about that. We're going to have extra batteries. Everything you need should be in there. So you have a runner, you want to get some blood work on them. Generally what I find is it's good to have two people, one person to draw the blood, the other to work the iStat. So in terms of the blood draw, we are not going to use real blood, we're going to use control solution. So we'll sort of pretend this is, we're drawing up blood from a patient, but it is control solution. So generally you want to use a syringe for this, obviously. Get a couple cc's of blood. The iStat itself, the batteries may not be in there. It's pretty easy. You'll see this. Put them in there. Close the lid. Little button down here. Turn the iStat on. You'll see the power come on. The menu is going to pop up. Last result, iStat cartridge. You're going to hit 2. iStat cartridge. It's going to ask you for your ID. You can type in whatever number you like. Today I'm going to type in 312. That's my birthday, in case anyone's remembering. It'll ask you to type it in again. And then patient ID. Use your runner's bib number. So let's say we got runner number 27 today. Enter, asks again, runner number 27. And then it wants you to scan the cartridge. So you'll get to this scene, scan cartridge. If you look here on the iStat cartridges, there's a little barcode. This is pretty easy. There's a scan button right there. You're gonna hit that. This red light will come on. I don't know if you can see that. It scans the cartridge. At that point, before you put the cartridge in, you want to put the blood in. So I'm gonna put the blood into there's a little hole here. I don't know if it's easy to see, but we'll try to do this. So you're just going to fill this up until it fills up in the reservoir. You see a little bubble. It's actually showing up pretty good. You're going to flip this thing over, and that's going to load the blood in there and insert the cartridge. It'll identify the cartridge. Let's see if that shows up. Hang on, I'm not really showing the screen, that's all right. Identifying cartridge. Please wait. So there is a little waiting. This does take a few minutes. And so now within 2 minutes, it'll say calibrating, and it's going to start running the test, and it runs down from 120 seconds. Do not move the cartridge. Generally, I tell people to keep this on a level spot at this point and don't touch it. Don't move it, don't touch it. A couple things with the iStats. These are very temperature dependent. So if it's either too hot or too cold, when you turn it on, it'll let you know it's out of the temperature range. Typically what I do during this race is try to keep them in the shade if it's really, really hot. Sometimes I've actually had to put them in the cooler to cool them down. So if it's a really hot day, I'll pull them out, kind of just check them, turn them on and see where they're at the temperature range. Conversely, if it's really cold, sometimes you might have to put them in your jacket, kind of warm them up, put them in a car, put them in someplace warm to keep them warm. So they are pretty temperature dependent. Probably the other big thing is just making sure you have enough blood. You used to be able to do these off of a finger stick, but it actually never really worked well, and Abbott has finally said that you don't need to do that. So those are probably the biggest things. Try to keep them in the cases also. Just keep them safe. We've bought these used, but they're expensive, delicate machines. All these will be, we are doing testing on all of them, so all of them will be all certified and everything like that. And we are going to have this list, which is going to go over everything, will be in all the iStats and go over all that stuff. So we're still waiting here. I should probably have a better song than that. And we are just about there. And done. So this particular person is, oh, here, let me pull it up this way, it's easier. So this, you can see the results here, a little reflection there, but this person has a sodium of 122. Get that hypertonic. They're also potassium 2.8, CO2, and then that's the first page of results. To get to the second page, just hit the little arrow button, and it gets you the second page. Glucose 41, BUN is 62, creatinine 4.3. So this is kind of like a Western States runner. Hopefully not. If you have any questions, let me know, and that's how to use the iStats. Thanks.